Happy evening to everyone. Wonderful, wonderful to have all your presence. Great to have all of you. And in this session, we are going to cover something exceptional as a practice. Not one practice, but there will be three practices. And specifically, we would be looking at how to heal the mind and how to check that wandering mind. Although we are talking about the wandering mind here, but this practice that we are going to go through today, all the three practices are going to heal our body, our mind, and also do a lot of good to our entire system. So let's get in, let's start, and let's understand these practices, how they can transform our life. So, this is what we had discussed yesterday. I would take you through a quick recap. What exactly we discussed in yesterday's session, we'll have a quick recap of that before we proceed further. So let's look at this. This was what we discussed in the last session. This was the three aspects which lead to disturbance and problems in our mind, which disturb our mind, turbulence, challenges that come to our mind, and these are the things which we need to handle. So, first, we discussed about the survival emotions which are being triggered by others, by external situation. Second, the negative emotional state. And third, we are talking about the wandering mind. If you all remember this, let's all look at, if you remember this, just mention remember and we can go through. If you have not gone through the yesterday's session, no worries. I'm going to give you the recall right now so that, or a recap of that, a repeat of that in a very capsulized snapshot, which will help you to just understand what we discussed in the last session. Wonderful to see you all. And I would love to hear from you. Is my audio coming across? Can you see me? And the slide also is visible on your screen. Just give me a quick feedback that all good. All these three things are good, if you can mention that. I'm so thankful to all of you who are there present for this live session. Would love to hear from you about the quality of audio, video, and the slide if it is visible on your screen. If you can just mention AG, that's the short form that I use for all good. Great, great. I can see AG flowing in. Thank you. Great. Lovely. So, just a quick introduction of what we are doing in these sessions. We are going through different practical aspect, how to heal our mind, how to change the quality of our life, and how to transform applying few techniques. That's what we are doing in the live sessions. I'm Sandeep Dash. I have been working with people for last 15 years to help them overcome the challenges in their mind and grow spiritually in their life. So let's go through the session which is designed for today. What we are going to go through in today's session is three practices which should help us move through the quality of improve the quality of our life and move through the journey of our life and transform our life. So let's look at those three extraordinary practices. I say these are extraordinary practices because they are based on ancient wisdom, on the Vedanta, on different concepts from this very land, from Buddhist philosophies, even from some of the scientific validation we will discuss as we go through these few practices. So, with that, let's get on, jump in to our content today. And as I said, we will have a quick recap of the entire thing that we did yesterday, and then we will take off from there. Give me one moment as I bring on that screen. So, we discussed yesterday that there are few things in our mind which disturb us. And what are they? One, situations from outside, when they are not in alignment with what we like, what we want, then naturally we are in a disturbed state of being. Internally, the emotions are restless, they can be very uncomfortable for us. Stress, anxiety, anger, fear, all these kind of emotions, which we term them as survival emotion. So these emotions, they get triggered when the situation outside apparently is threatening to us. We don't like that situation. It may be time pressure, it may be boss's criticism, it may be in a meeting you are not prepared. So all these things may trigger this kind of emotional state. We call them the survival emotions. That's one. Two, we have seen these are the various conditions that may trigger them. Two, the negative emotional state by default. What does it mean? Some of us, we have by default a state of being which is negative. That means the external situation is neutral. It's okay, it's fine. But what I'm feeling, as if I'm depressed, as if there is something inside which is troubling me. I'm feeling down, low, and I'm also feeling some kind of agitation, irritation inside me. Anxiety, depression, fear. For no reason, this may happen. We call it a default state of being. And that also has got some reason. We will also discuss in future sessions how precisely work on them. But today's practice itself is going to give so much of benefit to these conditions that they can themselves be healing powers. These three practices that we are going to discuss in today's session. Now moving on to the next one, where we so this is default state of the mind. And third one is the wandering mind. Mind is cluttered, thoughts are rushing here and there, and many thoughts are coming together. We are unable to focus. It's so disturbing that we are feeling low, uncomfortable, and agitated inside. Why? I just mentioned yesterday, because the power of human beings, the strength of human beings is mind. Like strength of a lion is to run, pounce, and the power that it has. Strength of a horse is to run fast. Strength of an elephant is the sheer muscle power, the trunk. It can lift and destroy things. So each of the animal, birds, they can fly. That's their strength. Fish can swim. That's their strength. What is the strength that human beings have? The most important thing that they have is their mind. And this mind, if it is not working appropriately, distracted, then internally we feel low, we feel weak, we feel there is a survival threat all the time. So this mind we have to organize. This is one of the first thing that we will handle today, or we will take up. And wandering of the mind needs certain practices. And it's not just one practice, one time practice, or something which we should do once and forget about it. We need to bring in a discipline, and to enforce that discipline, I'm going to give you systematic practice, just about 15 minutes in the morning, during the day about 20 minutes, and in the night about 10 to 15 minutes. These three practices can transform the quality of the mind. Not just that, it can help our body, it can help our internal system to be organized, to be harmonized, and to be wonderful. So that's what we are going to get in today's session. These are the three things that we have discussed, and how to heal the survival emotion, negative state, and wandering mind. This is what we had thought of that we'll discuss. We'll start with the wandering mind. So far, could you get it? Yesterday's entire session we tried to cover in about 5 minutes, because many of you probably joined for the first time. Just thought of giving a quick recap of yesterday's session. Nevertheless, you can definitely go back after this live session and watch the yesterday's complete session, which will give you more detailed, deep understanding about the thing. So far, is it clear? Are you getting clarity of what we discussed? Quick response. It is crystal clear. If you can write, it will be helpful for me to at least know that you are with me. We are on the same page as far as the journey in this session is concerned. If you can just mention crystal clear, that would be very helpful for me as a to get that feedback and proceed further. So far, is it crystal clear? Yes, your responses would be like precious for me. Great, great, great. I can see. CC is crystal clear. Wonderful. Lovely. Brilliant. Thank you. Thank you for your responses. I presume that all of you have got it, what we discussed yesterday. And today, we are going to take up the practices that we need to do so that our life journey will be far more beautiful and wonderful. So let's move through that. Let's proceed with that. Yes. Now, what are these practices? Let's look at them. Our practice today is how to heal the wandering mind, the mind which wanders otherwise. If you are not putting the reins in order, we are not holding the mind, it is by default, by nature, it will rush, it will go away. And that default mode can be dangerous, it can hurt us. So how to practice, how to discipline our mind, how to work with our mind, how to control our mind. When we say our mind, we need to be conscious, being aware of the progress, of the flow, of the stream of thoughts of the mind. But let's work it out systematically with three powerful practices. Let's get in there. In this session, we'll cover three practices: one for the morning, one for the daytime, and one for the night. So I urge all of you, pay all your attention, be with this session, be with this entire description so that you can apply and practice yourself. And this can be very empowering and really give you some super powers to work with yourself. And let me also give you a disclaimer here: these are not created entirely by me, I just curated from different sources, right from the ancient Indian wisdom, from various scientific journals and modern research and cognitive neuroscience and contemplative neuroscience studies. So these are curated appropriately to help us progress through this journey. Let's start, let's proceed. First one, the morning practice. When we say the morning practice, it is about right from the time we get up. Unfortunately, many of us, we get up and there is negative thoughts flowing in. Emotions are terrible. We feel anxious, we feel depressed. Why is it happening? What is the reason for this happening? What is the reason for this state of mind in the morning? Reason is very natural, because when we are in sleep state, we are absolutely devoid of the mental faculty. Maybe we are having dreams, but mostly when we are in deep sleep, we are not having much of external challenges. The moment we get up from the sleep state to the wakeful state, there are some changes which are happening. Sleep is sacred. You can write this down. Sleep is a sacred state of being. And in that state, we are absolutely safe. We feel that we are completely safe, and we are not thinking about food. We are not thinking about any security. We are sleeping. Even if in extreme tragic cases, when someone sleeps and in deep state of sleep, he or she is not aware of the tragedy that she or he has gone through. Or somebody, even if having some kind of pain when in deep sleep, not aware of that. So sleep is a sacred space to be in. When we are coming out of that, immediately our mind gets to the survival state, because the wakeful state, we feel the complexity is overwhelming, and that's how it happens to most of the people. Now that we need to change. How will you change it? Let's work on that. And this practice is having 6 steps, 6 aspects. As we get up, as we get up, we get up with a pre-planned affirmation. The pre-planned affirmation, we call it sankalpa, and this we have planned beforehand from the previous night, that I will get up with this mindset. And as I get up, without any delay, without any change, without any thought, I get up and straightway get into that affirmation or a mantra where I say, I'm absolutely safe and secured. Thank you, universe. I'm getting up with all positive mind, and I feel the touch of your presence, and I'm connected to you. I am happy. I'm a divine being, and I am going to invite a wonderful day in my life. You can have your own words, but this has to be positive and saying that I'm blessed, I'm grateful to the universe. Start with this. The mindset is grateful, mindset is filled with love, filled with gratitude. And this, if you practice multiple times, this will be a natural state. This needs practice. This needs a lot of intervention of the conscious mind, because by default, the subconscious mind is negative. By default, mind is negative. You can go back to earlier sessions where we have discussed in detail about this. So we are putting in efforts to keep it positive, conscious efforts. How do you do it? Efforts, the other name is abhyasa, and in Bhagavad Gita it has been said, abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena chu gruyate. We are disconnecting from the existing emotions of negativity, vairagya, withdrawing from there and focusing on the repetition of this practice of gratitude, of having a sense of deep connectedness to the universe. Start with this. This will take about 1 minute, but start with this. You can start this with rubbing both your palms and putting them on your eyes and feeling that warmth and the physical touch of the air on your body. Feel that and get up. That is step number one. Now, next 5 steps, intuitively, you can, if I tell you one, rest all you can intuitively think about them. First one is touching the ground. As we get up, bare feet, put the feet, both your feet on the ground, feel the touch and say, thank you, earth. The earth element. We are talking about the Panchabhuta, 5 elements. We get up with positivity and with complete engrossment with every element in our life. As in the ancient cosmology, the Vedic concepts, Panchabhuta, the 5 elements are there. Earth, the solid aspects of life. It's not just only earth, all the solid aspects, we are touching them. As we touch them, we express our gratitude. How do you do it? You are doing it by putting the feet first on the ground. And as you are walking, even if you're putting on your slippers, you are feeling the touch of your slippers. As you are moving further, you are touching the latch of the washroom, let's say. As you're opening, you feel the touch and feel a sense of gratitude. See what we are doing here. We are completely putting our mind in a stream, and the stream is mindfully we are touching all the physical objects. Mindfully we are walking towards physical objects. This is what we need to do. And as we enter the washroom, touch the water, feel the touch of the water. As you splash water on your face, you express that feeling of touch of water on your body. Express your deep gratitude, saying, wow, oh water, I love you. You have been flowing through me. You have been giving me all positivity, cleansing my body, purging out all toxins from the body. And I'm so thankful, grateful to you, oh water. So, second, the water element. Next, we are getting to the sunlight. Ensure that you are exposing yourself to the sunlight definitely in every morning. This is one of the best thing. People who are having anxiety, having stress, I always suggest them, go to the sunlight, soak yourself with sun. And sunlight has got lot of powerful things to do to you. One, secretion of the serotonin, one of the neurochemicals which help you to be happy and focused and very calm within. Also, it gives you the strength to be excited about things, to be agile and activated about certain things. So go and get yourself soaked in sunlight. The fourth aspect, so gratitude, touching of every physical thing, touching of water, and when you are Drinking water, also feel that. Express your gratitude, enjoy that flow of water, the touch of water, expression of your gratitude and love to water as we're doing it. Going to the sunlight and doing the same. Then we are going out. As you have gone out, feel the touch of the air on your body, feel your breath flowing in and going out. Every inhalation and exhalation, say that, wow, fresh energy is coming in, purifying my body, flowing through every cell of my body. I'm so thankful, as it is removing all the toxins from my body. So caring, so loving the air is to me. Thank you, O air. Feel the touch of the air, feel your chest as the movement of the body is happening, expansion, contraction is happening in your abdomen and your chest region. Just feel that and express your gratitude to the air element. And next, feel the space around you. When we say the space around you, here you feel your body as a space holding all these five elements, all these four elements. Feel that space which is holding every solid aspect in your body, your flesh, your bone, every cell, every organ of your body is in that space. And that space is there. Even the body is there, space is holding that. Water that is flowing, all the circulation of the blood, every chemical flowing, feel that. Then feel the temperature. Every part of your body, if you pay little attention, you can sense every part of your body is having varied temperature. Feel that. Your palms will be a little colder. Your nostrils, as you breathe in, will be little cold. As you breathe out, will be little warm. Be sensitive to that element of fire, which changes the temperature in the body. Be attentive to yourself. Then you feel that all this temperature is also in that space. All that different internal energy is in that space. You also feel air is flowing through that space. So, space element, we feel in that space, every element is flowing as well. Now, this is a mindful start to the morning. And this is very powerful and extraordinarily effective to make your mind organized right from the morning. First 15 minutes. The first 15 minutes of your day, start with this practice. Every element you are expressing your gratitude, you are being mindful for every action that you are taking. You are moving and feeling that movement of your body. The solid element of your body is flowing through the space element and being touched by the air. The water inside, the flow of blood, just feel that. So, this is what we call the 15 minutes practice in the morning can be transforming in your life. If you feel this is a life transforming practice to start with, it needs time. It may take about 7 to 10 days time to really absorb this and get into your rhythm. Once you get to your rhythm, this will be joyful practice. You'd be enjoying every morning. You'd be eager to get up in the morning and go through this practice. If you found this practice is empowering and this can transform, just write empowering and transforming. If you feel this practice would actually empower you and transform your life, this is having that power to transform. Let's all practice at least before we really feel that will give. I urge all of you with an open mind, start this practice every morning. You will see that your agitating mind will calm down within less than maybe 10 days time. So great. Yeah. So I would love to hear from you about the how has it been going so far. Are you getting it? Yeah, empowering and transforming. I can see Vivek ji. I can see yeah, Jayanti ji. Great, great, great. ENT, great, Ratnakar. Wonderful. So, this empowering and transforming practice, let's apply this to our life. Application is the winner. Our commitment is the winner. So, let's commit to this and put this to our practice. Lovely, lovely to see all your responses. And I trust all of us here are getting the power of this. Now, moving on to the second aspect. Is it clear? Everyone understood what I wanted to convey? Just at least mention understood. Is it clear? And did you understand? Mention understood. Or if you have any queries, any query, any doubt, or anything more you want to know, please put that in the comment box, maybe after the session itself. Give your comment, and I would definitely be responding to that. Maybe if you want certain things to be discussed in future sessions, please do put that. So that will be helpful for me to create certain modules for those aspects of life. Yeah, great. So, having said that, if you love the session as of now, I would urge all of you to like it, so that that will help the algorithm of YouTube to make it available to more and more people. So, I would urge all of you to subscribe if you love this content, and please also do like it, and you can share this content with your near and dear ones. I'm sure this would be of help to them as well. Yeah, great, great, great. Lovely. Now, moving on to the next practice, another extraordinary practice, but here again we need discipline. But this, if you do, not just it will help you in your body, not just this will help you in your mind, this is going to help you in your productivity, in your energy, and also in your internal state with regard to your psychosomatic issues. For example, it can help you reduce your daytime blood pressure. It can help you keep you very calm and stress free if you practice this on a regular basis. So, what is this practice? What is this practice? Very effective and systematic, easy to practice. All the practices that we are discussing are very easy to practice. Do you feel the morning practice that we shared is easy to practice? Just right, easy to practice. If you find this is difficult, I'm thinking that you did not understand probably. In case of any doubt, you can check with me. It is very easy to practice. Just pay your attention, give bring your awareness to the things that you are interacting with. That's it. As easy as that. Easy to practice. Why? We are bringing our attention, we are just being aware of what we are doing in that thing and getting absorbed into that. Getting absorbed into that. I mentioned about 3 A's. You can take down these 3 A's. Attention. Bring your attention to the thing, whether it is earth element, water element, air element, fire element, or akasha, the space element. We are bringing our attention. Attention is mind is not there. Then we say the awareness. Awareness is feeling that. Feeling that, in our terminology, that is awareness. Being feeling that aspect. Not just paying attention. I may be looking at you, but not feeling your emotions. But I'm feeling your emotions, that's awareness. So attention, then awareness. As if I'm feeling the emotion of earth element. I'm feeling the love, the touch of water element. So that's what we say awareness. And finally, getting absorbed. Absorption is like enjoying that connection. So attention, awareness, and absorption, enjoying that connect with each of these elements. So easy practice, powerful practice. Let's all follow the practices. That would be the best tribute to our journey together. Now, moving on to the daytime practice. This daytime practice has got 3 elements. We'll start with one and then proceed with each of them. Now, this is the first element, first aspect. What is the first aspect? The first aspect actually is you have to set alarm. You have to set alarm for at least 7 times. 7 times you have to set alarm. If you are going to office at 9, so start or set alarm at 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. And if you want to do it more, you can go up to maybe 9 times or 12 times. So at least 7 times set alarm every hour. And the moment the alarm goes off, as the alarm sound you hear, immediately you spring into certain action. Action number one. Action number one is you start walking. You start walking or taking steps, and each of the steps you have to do with certain kind of discipline. As you're walking, you have to walk and be completely mindful about each step of your foot, both your feet, and movement of your hands and the body. So you are taking steps for 1 minute. You are walking maybe on the corridor, maybe you are going to the farthest washroom, or you are going out if you have a terrace or somewhere in the office. So clearly you have to, or slowly you have to walk on that path. You have to just walk for about 1 minute and completely be engrossed in that with some affirmation. Affirmation we have discussed earlier. So affirmation here is we are completely telling ourselves that every step that I'm taking is blessing me. Every step that I'm taking is healing my body. Every step that I'm taking is energizing my body. And every step is loving me dearly, as if that step is loving me. So I'm saying I'm being blessed by that step. I'm being healed by that step, being energized by that step, and being loved by that step. Blessing, healing, energizing, and loving steps. I'm just doing it for 1 minute. As I'm walking for just 1 minute, this can be such empowering. Reason being, one, sitting for on 1 hour is not the best of things that we can do. So as we are breaking that pattern and standing up, we are changing the posture. Two, as we are walking mindfully, the flow in the body which is into the stressful arena. We have gathered stress. There are certain things that are happening because of our some kind of little agitation inside when we are working or when we are sitting. There are accumulation of stress, and sometimes we feel that there are activation of the sympathetic nervous system, which is making you a little stressful. As we are doing this, slow down our process, having affirmation, walking with a rhythm, feeling the entire body, hands, legs, we are paying attention to. With this affirmation, we feel we change the internal environment. And change of internal environment changes even your genetic expression. When we change, we say this, when we trust, when we believe. I keep repeating the name of this book, The Biology of Belief by Bruce Lipton. When we believe that every step is blessing me, healing me, energizing me, and loving me, that thing happens within. And gene expression also goes with that, it follows that. So expression of genes in entire system, we get a rhythm. So first part is walking 100 or about 1 minutes. 1 minute we take steps. Yeah, it may be around 60 steps, or depending on the pace, should not be very fast, should not be even very slow. It has to be rhythmic, and you should enjoy each of the steps. You should be with your steps, again with attention, awareness, and being absorbed with your steps. Yeah, that is the first part. After 1 minute, the second minute is you are coming back, sitting down, taking a glass of water in a crystal clear glass. When we see the water, look at the water and express your gratitude to the water, saying, wow, I'm so blessed to have this clear, pure water. And then you are taking that glass and sipping one gulp of water. Slowly, you have to take that sip and sip down. As you touch the water, feel the touch of the water at your lips. And as it is flowing down, just be aware of it. And drink that water with easy pace. Don't gulp it too fast. Just need to slowly drink it. Maybe it will take about 40 seconds, 35 seconds, or maybe 1 minute, depending on how you are drinking it. Take that 1 minute again, feeling that every sip of water is blessing you, healing you, energizing you, and loving you, cleansing your body, purifying all the toxins from inside the body. Feel that as you complete that one glass of water. And then, next one, the third step, again, very powerful. You are sitting down and breathing for 1 minute. Breathe with all your attention, with all your awareness as you feel the touch of the air. As you are absorbing, enjoying that breathing, you are taking that 1 minute breathing as if every inhalation and exhalation is blessing you, healing you, energizing you, and loving you. 3 minutes or less than that, but these 3 minutes, 7 times every hour, can be so empowering, not just that you'll feel so fresh, stress free, and internally system will change. You may feel that you are getting healed by it. Not just that, you'll find your productivity has increased multiple times. Multiple times. Because what we are doing, we are freeing the bandwidth of our thinking and creative brain here. The moment we are focusing, we are empowering our prefrontal lobe area. It's a meditative process. It's actually a meditation. All this what I'm telling you are mindful processes. These are meditative processes. When we do this, we can sense that there are changes happening in. So please do practice this. Is it clear? Have we all got it? Just write blessing, healing, energizing, and loving, or BHEL. You can write blessing, healing, energizing, and loving. Yeah. We feel that bliss. We feel that healing aspect of each of these, and we feel energized and being loved. We have, unfortunately, we do not have time to love ourselves. That's one of the best thing that we can do. The best connect is I am loving myself. It's not selfish. You are actually getting connected your deepest self. You have more love so that you can spread love. If you're not loving yourself, you cannot love even others. So loving is what we say. Blessing, healing, energizing, and loving. Great, great, great. Wonderful. Lovely, lovely to see all your responses. Now, moving on to the third practice. Again, this is a very powerful practice. We are doing it in the night. Unique practice. Let me tell you what is the background of this practice, how this practice can help you. Background of this practice is we are slowly and in a systematic way shifting and drifting into the sleep state. So how will you do it? We will just do that. We'll just discuss about that. And in this practice, please pay all your attention here. This is a very deep practice. As we started in the morning with the Pancha Bhuta, here we are shifting and drifting into the sleep state, slowly getting to the deepest state of our by eliminating the Pancha Kosha. I'll tell you what is this Pancha Kosha. There is a concept of 5 different sheaths. Sheaths means covering of the body, different coverings. So we will use that practice known as Pancha Kosha Viveka when we discern the Pancha 5 sheaths of the body and get into the deepest aspect of ours. It is part of the Taittiriya Upanishad, which is part of the Yajurveda. And in this Panchakosha Viveka has been mentioned, and this concept, this practice is based on that Panchakosha Viveka. And the practice that we follow here, they're very scientific. If you go to the Vedantic system, it is so scientific. Using your mind, it is super powerful research mechanism, you can term it. It's a research that they have been doing. I think in meditative state, they did that research. So what you do is anything that you see is an object in your experience and you are the experiencer. Just remember this. You are the experiencer. Everything that you see is an object in your experience. There are 3 things: experiencer, experience, and the object. So here we are going to go to each of these sheets, and we will do that. For example, if you are the experiencer and you are experiencing the object in front of you, definitely you are not the object, because right now I am looking at the camera. Now camera is an object in my experience, so I am the experiencer, camera is the object, so camera is not me. This logic is extrapolated, is furthered by the Panchakosha Viveka, saying that what you are really. So you have to eliminate one after the other coverings of yours, and then you get to the deepest aspect. Why we are going to the deepest aspect? But the deepest aspect is the state of deep sleep state, the Karana Sharira, where we are entering into. We are going to talk about that. Now, before that, before even going to the first sheath, I would urge all of you to practice one practice which we discussed in one of our earlier sessions, in the visualization session, wherein we talked about the voice through the body, or we have entered into the body and have seen the body. That practice to do, and that practice you can do by lying straight on the bed without a pillow. So do that practice. It's also very similar to yoga nidra. What you're doing is taking your attention to different parts of your body, physical body. You are paying attention, being aware of it, and enjoying that part. Let's say take your attention to the feet. Completely get attentive to the feet, feeling every sensation of the feet and enjoying that. Then to the ankle, then to the calf, then to the knee, thigh, west area, the joints, then coming to the groin area, abdomen, chest, and similarly, you are just paying attention to each one of these locations. And you can use your visualization process as if you're witnessing body in action. Yeah, that's what you're going to do. First step. You can do yoga nidra. If you're a trained yoga nidra or you have done yoga nidra, you can do that. But don't sleep with that. Quickly, you have to do it in less than a minute or so. Quickly, you just relax your body with that. You are completely being aware of the body now, physical body. And that's what we say, the Annamaya Kosha. Annamaya is the physical stuff. Food, in fact, food rearranged. In fact, one scientist literally said this: body is the food rearranged. So the food rearranged is our body. Now the body is lying on the bed, and we are now observing the body. As I'm observing the body, what does it mean? Body is an object in my experience, because I am the experiencer. I feel the body, hands, legs, flesh, joints. Now body is an object in my experience. So the body is the object and something is experiencing it. What is it that is experiencing? So first, Annamaya Kosha, the physical body, I say this is object. What is experiencing? The physiological process, the sensory input, my senses, sensory apparatus, my breathing process, all this flows, heartbeat, changes in my body, touch, sensation of the air. All this is giving me that body exists. So I'm then saying logically, is that what the real me? The pranamaya, the physiological processes, the sensory inputs, the internal system flow? Then I try to say that, let me look at that. How do I get them? By paying attention, being aware of them. Who is doing it? Manomaya. The mind is understanding that, grasping it, paying attention, knowing it. If I want to understand or feel my palm, mind's attention goes there. I feel it. Mind has the perception by understanding the sensory inputs, and that's how I feel my palm is like this. The sensations on my palm, I'm getting it in my mind. So the pranamaya is an object in my manomaya, mind. Now the next step, as we get more internal, we get it little harder, but definitely possible with logic. What is the next logic we are doing here? Can I observe my mind? Here, when I say mind, the automatic mind, the things that are happening in my mind. The thoughts, emotions, memories are my mind, constituent of my mind. My attention, my intentions are my mind's constituent. Can I observe that? Yes. There is one more element, there is more faculty which can monitor in technical. Now they have technical terms for these. For intellect, for the vijnanamaya kosha, they have a technical term called the metacognitive awareness. Now my mind, the higher faculty, can observe the functioning of the mind, the flow of thoughts, the flow of emotions, the flow of the surfaced memory, how they're coming and flowing. I can observe them with the Vijnanamaya. Now, having said that, next step, that means the Manomaya is the object, Vijnanamaya is what experiencing it. Now, the next step is little more harder when we say, is this the final thing? When this intellect is not there, am I conscious? Yes, absolutely. When I am in deep sleep, I am conscious, but I am not having the memory of that consciousness because the mind element is very subtle out there. It's known as the Karana Sharira when we go into that. And that we also term as the Anandamaya Kosha. And there we are completely into a state of sleep. And when we do this practice, first we eliminate the Annamaya Kosha saying Neti, Neti, that's what they use. Then the Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, and then gently we say, I'm in the Anandamaya. And we always say, sleep is a sacred space where I would surrender to. I would surrender to my sleep. Just use this affirmation. I'm surrendering to my sleep and I am getting deeper into it. By doing that, I am into that sleep. Do this practice for 7 days, you'd find some amazing results. Only 3 practices. Let me again summarize what we discussed today. How to take charge, how to discipline our mind, how to keep it in such a disciplined space that it is not wandering. And a wandering mind is an unhappy mind. We are not wandering, we are keeping our mind in order, and then we can be happy. So, how was the practice? Just mention in one word, how did you feel? How did you like the session? Just mention. That would be a great feedback for me. If you liked it, please also do like the video and also the YouTube video, and also please give me a feedback right here so that I can sense, at least get a feel whether it was of meaning, valuable, it was good, great, excellent, awesome for you or not. And by the time you give those feedback to me, let me also give a quick summary of what we discussed. We discussed about the previous session's details, where we talked about 3 aspects which are troubling us. One, external situation, default mode, and the wandering of the mind. Now, in order to know that, in order to do that, what we need to do? We need to do some healing practices, and it has to be very systematic. What healing practice? We have to do this practice in the morning, in the daytime, and also in the evening. Few minutes we have to devote. In the morning, we discussed about the practice of the Panchabhuta or the 5 element awareness, where we are using our attention, awareness, and absorption for each of the element. And before that, we are expressing our gratitude to the universe. In fact, the universe has got another name called Prapancha. The 5 elements put together is the universe. So all the 5 elements, we are putting them, and we are then going to each of the elements, putting our feet, touch of the ground, earth element, enjoying that, expressing our gratitude. Water, expressing our gratitude. Breathing, touch of air, expressing our gratitude. Sunlight on the body, the temperature in the body, we are expressing our gratitude to the fire element. And the space element, as you feel our body is in a space where all these elements are there, and we are expressing our gratitude there. That was the morning practice. Then we are going to the next daytime practice, where we are doing every hour one practice of 3 minutes, and we are doing it for 7 times. 7 times. How we are doing it? First, walking for 1 minute with all our attention to the body movements, and saying that blessing, healing, energizing, and loving steps. Then glass of water, then breathing 1 minute each, 7 times at least in the day. Then we get to the final practice, the night practice, where we are getting into a state of calm, following the yoga nidra practice, or as we say, getting into the body, observing the body using our internal visualization aspect, the inner vision activated to observe the body, to calm the body down, paying attention to each of the parts, and then saying, this is the Annamaya Kosha. Then we are using the Pancha Kosha Viveka, where we are saying, the object and the experiencer are different. I am the experiencer. Everything that is being experienced is not me. Neti, neti, as Taittiriya Upanishad would put it. So we are going to the Annamaya Kosha, saying body is not me. It is experienced by the Pranamaya Kosha. Then I see I can experience the Pranamaya Kosha with my mind. That's not me. Manomaya Kosha, I can experience with the Vijnanamaya Kosha. That's not me. Then I am saying, I am experiencing the Vijnanamaya Kosha in the silence of Ananda, in the state of bliss, even if I'm in deep sleep, in that silence from where this is coming and again going back. So that thing, that emergence of the Vijnanamaya, awareness and attention and that absorption coming from there and getting back to them. So we are settling, drifting into the deep sleep state. So this is what was the practice. I would love to see all of you practicing this, getting the benefit out of this. Thank you very much for your wonderful participation. So engrossed. I'm getting a lot of energy from your positive energy. So thank you very much for being there, being with me, and making these sessions so valuable by your presence. I would urge all of you to do share this with other your family members, with your friends, so that they can get some benefit. And also, please do subscribe if you have not already subscribed to the channel. That will help the algorithm to reach out a bigger audience. Thank you very much. May God bless all of us. And let's keep doing this. Tomorrow, again at 8 p.m., with one more session, we'll come up and go through. Thank you, and God bless.